Hello, welcome back, and as always, I hope you're doing well. Right.
And now for something completely different.
I tend to say that quite a lot on the channel, don't I? Anyway, right. Quite a few of you enjoyed the competition that I did where you had to guess what film this picture was in. So today I thought I'd do a 30-question quiz and test your Bruce Lee knowledge. So, the rules. I'm going to read the question out and then you're going to get 5 seconds to choose your right answer from the multiple choice. So it'll either be A, B, C or D, or it could be a few of them. Bear that in mind, guys. So without any further ado, pause the video, grab a pen and let's get this quiz started. Good luck. Right, question 1. What year was Bruce Lee born?
1940.
Of course, it was 1940, and this November, Bruce would have been 85 years old. Wow. Right, question 2. In which city was Bruce Lee born? Bruce Lee was born in Jackson Street Hospital in San Francisco's Chinatown. His father, Lee Ho-chun, was performing with the Cantonese Opera at the time. Right, question 3. What was Bruce Lee's Chinese screen name? It's sometimes spelt with an S, Lee Shulong. I think that's how it's pronounced anyway. Right, question 4. Which martial art did Bruce Lee initially train as a teenager? Of course it was Wing Chun, although some say that he learnt a little bit of Tai Chi from his dad, but it was Wing Chun. Right, question 5. Who was Bruce Lee's Wing Chun instructor? Also known as Ip Man these days, but it could be argued that his instructor was Wong Shulong. Question 6. In which countries did Bruce Lee live during his lifetime? Of course, it was the United States where he was born, and Hong Kong. Question 7. What US university did Bruce Lee attend? Bruce enrolled in the University of Washington in 1961. Question 8. What did Bruce Lee study academically? Of course it was philosophy. It is like a finger pointing away to the moon.
Please try to find a way to forgive me.
Okay, fair enough. Question 9. What was the name of Bruce Lee's first martial arts school? The first Junfang Kung Fu Institute was formed in 1963. Question 10. What was the name of Bruce Lee's wife? It was Linda Lee, now known as Linda Lee Cadwell. Question 11. Which of the following martial artists fought Bruce Lee on screen? Obviously Chuck Norris, the end battle of The Way of the Dragon. Jackie Chan didn't really fight Bruce Lee, but he attacked Bruce in the underground cavern scene from Enter the Dragon. And he also did that amazing stunt at the end of Fist of Fury, where he goes flying out the window onto the lawn. And of course, Sammo Hung fought Bruce Lee at the opening of Enter the Dragon. Bruce didn't fight Jet Li on screen. Question 12. Where is Bruce Lee buried? It's at Lakeview Cemetery, Seattle, Washington. Lot 276, grave 3, southeast. I'm going to hopefully go there next year. 13. What were the core concepts in Jeet Kune Do? Of course, intercepting attacks, efficiency and simplicity. He didn't really imitate others, but he did absorb what is useful. Hope you got all three of them. Question 14. Which of the following are the names of Bruce Lee's real life children? Of course, Brandon, God rest his soul, and Shannon. Question 15. What caused Bruce Lee's death according to the official autopsy? Cerebral edema, apparently from an aquagesic that was in the painkiller that he took. That was the official result. The actual cause, well, we have a lot more info these days, but that was the official report. 16. What unique physical feats was Bruce Lee known for? It was his famous 1-inch punch and doing 2-finger push-ups. I don't think he was catching grains of rice with chopsticks. It's ridiculous. Question 17. Which US TV shows did Bruce Lee appear in? Bruce Lee wasn't in Kung Fu. That role went to David Carradine. Question 18. What themes did Bruce Lee explore in his writings and teachings? It wasn't materialism, of course. Although Bruce Lee did like to buy flashy cars, nice houses and smart clothes. Question 19. Where did Bruce Lee open martial arts schools? Seattle, Oakland and LA. Question number 20. What influences did Bruce Lee take from fencing? Well, obviously there's no grappling in fencing, but obviously straight blasts, distance control and the use of the lead hand. Question 21. Who directed Game of Death after Bruce Lee died? The less said about that, the better. Yes, it was Robert Klaus. Question 22. Which actor / actresses was in the most of the Bruce Lee movies? Nora Mal did 3, of course. Bob Wall did 3 if you include the 78 Game of Death. James Tien, he did 2 and the 72 footage of Game of Death. But obviously Tony Lau, or known as Lau Wing, he did 4 of the Bruce Lee movies. Question 23. Which of these 4 TV shows did Bruce Lee not appear? Obviously it was the streets of San Francisco with Carl Malden and Michael Douglas. We know he was in Ironside, he was in Here Comes the Brides, and he was in Blondie, even though no one has seen it since it was first aired, unfortunately. Right, question 24. What was the original title to Enter the Dragon? On Michael Allen's original script, it was Blood and Steel. 25. Who wrote the most music scores for the Bruce Lee movies? Joseph Koo. He did Big Boss, Fist of Fury and Way of the Dragon. Lalo only done Enter the Dragon. John Barry only done Game of Death. And Wang Fu-Ling only worked on The Big Boss. I could have mentioned Peter Thomas, but he only did The Big Boss too. Right. 26. Who was Bruce Lee's stunt double? I'll get into a lot of trouble for pointing that out, by the way, but of course it was Yuen Wah. He did all the acrobatics and flips. Right, 27. Who played Bruce Lee's sister in Enter the Dragon? Yes, Lady Whirlwind herself, Angela Mao. 28. In which Bruce Lee movie did we first see Bruce using the nunchaku? Of course it was Fist of Fury at the Hongqiu School. Now Bruce did use nunchaku in the Green Hornet, but that was a TV series. 29. What brand of trainers did Bruce Lee wear in Game of Death and Longstreet? Onitsuka Tigers, Mexico 66. I actually have a pair hanging up there, and I do have the white and blue trainers too. I just don't wear them that much. Question 30. By what title is the film The Chinese Connection more commonly known? Of course it was Fist of Fury. These are the American titles. The Big Boss is called Fists, plural, of Fury. Fist of Fury over here is the Chinese Connection in the States, and The Way of the Dragon is called The Return of the Dragon in America. I think they wanted to sort of like hype it up as a sequel to Enter the Dragon because it was released after Enter the Dragon in the States. So, how did you do? If you have 10 or less, it's probably a good idea to pick up a couple of Bruce Lee books and maybe watch his films again. And if you got between 10 and 20, you did okay, but the questions were fairly easy. Now if you scored over 20, you did fairly well. But I did say earlier, the questions were pretty easy.
And you really think that's true?
And if you got all 30, well done. Let me know your scores down below, and be honest, and tell me if you guys enjoyed this video. I may do another one going forward, but I'm going to make it a little bit harder next time. Right, that's it for today guys, but let me know your answers down below, tell me how you got on, and like I said, I'll do a slightly harder Bruce Lee quiz in a forthcoming video. Right, before I go, as always, if you wouldn't mind giving this video a thumbs up, it really does boost the algorithm. Comment, let me know how you got on, don't lie. Subscribe to the channel, as you know I want Stripey Rambles to grow a little bit this year, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. And of course, a special thank you to my amazing patrons. Thanks guys. Right, with that, I'm going to love you and leave you. Have yourselves an amazing rest of the week, people. Much love. And I'll be back with another ramble real soon. You take care of yourselves now.